Oh, he went gritty.
Yeah, well, he was a driver for the one of the things too. He got a bit of an overhaul. Anyways, that's a story for another time. We'll reminisce on Sigma 6 later.
Or promises.
Or we won't. I don't know.
Hold on. Signs point to no.
Don't set your calendar to that one, is all we'll say.
Sigma 6 figures are cool. Sigma 6 cartoons is just this side of DIC.
Yeah, it's tough. Fair. So welcome to What's on Joe Mind. It's Tuesday night. It's just before Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to all who observe, which I would assume would be everybody in these here continental United States. And
all the ships at sea.
And associated properties. But we'll be right back after I find the button and you want a kick-ass theme sequence. I have so many community calendar buttons that I can't find the intro. There we are. As we said, it's Tuesday night. It's 9:05. You've just gotten done watching Chico and the Man on the Superstation. It's time for What's on Joe Mind. We're a fan cast about the world of G.I. Joe. I'm your host, Mike Irizarry. How's everybody doing?
That's what I'm talking about. Just
good.
Happy to be off my phone. Kids these days, you can't get them to put the phone down.
Right. It was another before. I was kind of hoping that pre-show would bleed over just a little bit longer because we could have seen Mark on the show from his cell phone, which is a totally different angle, and like you kind of had that Norm Brayfogle pyramid thing going.
Right.
It's a Dutch angle. He was like a Batman villain.
Yeah, it makes me look balder if possible. So
plus, you have a nice ceiling.
Stay away from that. Yeah.
But,
lights.
He's the former head of marketing for the G.I. Joe brand at Hasbro. It's the Hot Joe Mark Weber.
And I swear, as God is my witness, I thought turkeys could fly. So let's get that.
They were hitting the ground like sacks of wet cement.
Oh. I had to have flown at one point.
Right?
That is one of the greatest half hours of television ever.
It's certainly on that list. In the bottom left, reminiscing, he left Rockford Files on the TV tonight, but he finally has the makings of a comic book show. It's Ragtime Rob.
Yay!
Everyone, a comic!
Hooray!
Yes, so glad to not be at work.
I bet. Do you have the whole week off?
No. I went in today, and really, I shouldn't have.
Oh boy, special ed.
Thought today was just to click the button on the VCR kind of day.
Oh no. That's what today should have been. But oh no. No.
That's what yesterday.
Holidays are meltdown central.
Yeah, 2-day week should just be, hey, we're putting on Ghostbusters.
No, it is a green light of, hey, normally we get 5 days to drive people nuts. Let's do it in 2.
Right? Got to condense.
Still got to hit quotas.
Yeah. We got standards,
There's quotes.
Mm-hmm.
And to celebrate the release of G.I. Joe 301,
hooray!
We are fortunate enough to have the creative consultant for Skybound. That's right, Diana Davis is bottom right today.
Yay, thank you. I got a new title. Hooray!
You're halfway through a box of wine.
We'll say halfway.
All right.
That's safe.
It's cran grape.
I'm just
saying.
That barely meets the minimum requirement inebriation to be on our show.
I got family coming in a couple days. That box isn't going to last the next couple hours.
No,
plenty of alcohol coming.
Yeah.
Do you have enough alcohol to sustain family coming in?
We might. I asked my mother to bring more, and Cullen went out and got a couple bottles, so hopefully we'll make it through.
Good. And so long as you're prepared.
Yep.
But if you're watching us on YouTube tonight, do all those cool YouTube things. Give us a little thumbs up and certainly subscribe to our channel. Visit all of our social media down below in the description. Do all those cool YouTube things because we count on you to grow. If you catch us on Facebook, be sure to give us some kind of a reaction. Give us a heart. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a little huggy guy. We love little huggy guy. And do what you can over there. We'll grow as much as you let us grow. Because Lord knows we're on all this social media, and we can't access any of you because they put their own paywalls in place. Because that's how social media works here in 2023.
Oh boy.
Right? You put in all that work to grow your brand, and then they take it away from you.
Man.
So
There's got to be something we can do.
right.
Like
Whatever extra clicks you can give us, that's what you can provide us for the holidays. Clickage
And shareage.
and shareage. It means more when you do it than when I try to do it, because when I try to do it, they just throw me in a box.
That's what you can get your loved ones for the holidays. Is a recommendation. Fits in every budget.
Matt Rubin says, skip the cranberries and pumpkin pie. If you forget the alcohol, you're not invited to Thanksgiving dinner anymore, apparently. I mean, really, if you skip the alcohol, you're not on our show.
My sister and brother-in-law don't even drink, which I think would probably make Thanksgiving easier for them, but
Maybe they'll start.
yeah.
Figure Six Pack wants to know, what's the difference between pumpkin and sweet potato pie? Does one have more fiber than the other?
Oh, yeah. It's the MDC. Most valuable Cullen.
There you go.
That's
Most
a
valuable. Oh, he's stripping for you guys. Apparently.
That's the post-show Cullen.
I do not want to share him with others, but there you go.
Right.
He's a performer.
We need up the numbers. All right.
Right? We just said we want to up the subscription base, and here comes Cullen with skin to win.
Right.
Right, 100 more subscribers right there.
Nice.
I would try it, but we'd only go negative.
Oh, hey, Carl, come back here.
Right. We can't. What's the difference between pumpkin and sweet potato pie? One is made of pumpkins, and one is made
Also,
of sweet.
come back and say hi.
Yeah.
More? Is that it?
I would
Yes,
say
sir.
there's no difference. They both suck. So
No, how dare you?
It's the same.
Both are good.
Oh,
I like both. I prefer pumpkin between the two. I can see it. Like, the thing about pumpkin pie is it is possible to do it poorly. Right? Like it's tough to really screw up an apple pie. It can be done. It can be. I put your horror stories down below in the comments by all means. But pumpkin pie is an easy one to screw up. So I can appreciate if you don't have a good pumpkin pie. But both are good. I like both. Am I ever going to say no to, I'm never going to say no to pie, period, really.
I like pumpkin cheesecake. Mm.
Okay.
That is good. I got to sample something like that once. And Dustin Jeffrey, he has the right idea. Pumpkin pie is an vehicle for extra whipped cream. So,
do you like pumpkin pie enough to eat it without whipped cream?
Yes,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do.
Stuff smells
Fair
like
enough.
blackberries.
It does smell like blackberries.
Pumpkin pie smells like blackberries?
No, the wine smells like. I thought we were doing wine tasting. Here, look, we have
Oh.
our wine. Why do you not have wine?
Right?
Cullen, stoop down a little bit again, man. It's a premiere. You gotta get in here.
It's so tall.
Stoop
Limbo
down.
time.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's Cullen, everybody.
I can't hear any of that.
He can't hear you. This guy works 5 jobs right now.
That's right.
4. I'm down to 4 now.
Oh, 4 jobs right now. The bowl is done.
He gets 2 glasses. Give him your glass now.
Right?
He gets as many glasses as he wants. He works 5 jobs.
I love the celebrity walk-in. That's awesome.
That's right.
Well, some people's graphic designs have been really weird lately, but yeah.
That's all right though. It's good to expand your boundaries.
Right.
Good to develop new worlds.
Yeah.
It's not every show that we have a guest co-host and her muse on at the same time, so that's pretty good.
We just
Right when he took off that jacket. Woo!
Right. I thought he was going to spin it and then whip it down. Maybe that's next show, or maybe that's a post show. I don't know. But
Yeah,
That's for later.
yeah, fair enough.
That's the after dark where we won't get demonetized.
We always say the post show is better than the real show.
right. You can't do that sort of thing in the first minute. They'll take that money right out of our pocket.
No.
Yeah,
That whole
we can play
45
licensed music and not get banned.
that whole 45 cents that we would have earned on this episode.
Oh, don't. Yeah, you got to have that though.
Because I take out all the in video ads because I care about our viewers.
That's right.
We don't.
I appreciate that. In video ads suck.
Mhm.
They're the worst.
There's Claude's head.
Right.
Hello.
Speaking of distinguished males,
And this time, we didn't forget the gravy.
Ooh, I could drink a cup of gravy. As a kid, that's all I wanted.
I'm reading live comments about pie, so I apologize. I kind of.
Yeah, cheesecake is a pie, Dustin.
Firefly says, I always bury my brother's slice of pie in a mound of homemade whipped cream. He always gives me the side eye when I serve it to him, but never leaves anything. Well, no, of course not.
It's still whipped cream.
Whipped cream is good.
You should smack him for that side eye because clearly you understand what pie is about.
might I suggest hitting him with that big plate of whipped cream? Come on now.
Smack.
Much like Curly or Mo.
Yeah.
Or Dom DeLuise.
Yeah.
And if you had Dom DeLuise on your What's on Joe Mind bingo card, congratulations.
Truthfully, he's never far away.
Yeah, fair.
Because we will do the celebrity intro for Mr. Dom DeLuise.
Woo!
And you know, somewhere lurking in the background will be Burt Reynolds.
That's right.
Mhm.
Looking for revenge.
Saturday Night Live cut on that one. If anybody can name the sketch that one is from.
I don't know that one.
I can't.
Yeah, I know Rob can because we've been
That goes back to like the 80s, right?
we've been
It does.
we've been reliving that every day since it aired.
Oh, how cool.
It is one of my all-time favorite sketches. They put it up for Christmas last year.
Ooh.
Here's a hint.
It's JLS Comics. Live free or pie. Yes,
Damn it. Yeah.
I would rather live free and pie. But
Mm,
I did make a cheesecake out of blue cheese and smoked salmon once.
A
It was really good,
okay.
but it wasn't a dessert cheesecake. It was like an appetizer cheesecake.
no, okay. I would figure that sounds a bit more like a quiche.
But people liked it. They're like, this is weird, but it's kind of good.
Okay.
It's like bagels and lox in cheesecake form.
Derek Holloman has the guess out there that Chris Farley is involved. No, actually.
No, he is.
He's there, but he's not really a major part of it. No,
No, but he is Mr. Dom DeLuise.
he is.
Yeah.
Yes. But
But not a big part.
while we quote Dom DeLuise, not a big part of the sketch in question. So, but
Here's another clue. Oh, what about Tahoe?
anyways, we've wasted enough of the public's time.
I don't know. We got more time.
No, we have not yet begun to waste time.
Yeah.
Uh,
You
on
know
the,
us. Come on.
On the show rundown, it said 9 to 9:20, waste time. So we're out of now. We got to move on.
Yep.
But
Got that done.
check.
Done.
But
Blather.
it's time for community calendar.
That
Hi.
was the MacGuffin device. It alters the fabric of reality.
Community calendar.
Again, that is my favorite.
That's how you careless whisper.
Right. If you have anything for community calendar, send it to that email on the screen. What's on Joe Mind at gmail.com. I'll get it up there again. Eventually, what's on Joe Mind at gmail.com.
Wait, pointing to it. there.
It is everything. If you've got anything for the show, whether it's community calendar, whether it's a custom that you want to share, whether it's a letter for the old post sock, all of it goes right to whatsonjoemind@gmail.com.
They're posted socking.
Yeah.
Where'd it go? There it is. Come on, buttons. Work with me. Work with me. Coming up this weekend, it's the Roma Collectibles Black Friday weekend sale. Woo!
Hooray!
And that is happening in Springfield, Ohio. Do they say Ohio like they say Missouri?
No.
Mark, you used to know people that worked at Kenner. Did any of them say Ohio?
Man, there were a decent amount of Ohio people there. Aaron Archer and my first boss there, Jerry Javoyne, but they didn't have any distinguishable Ohio accent.
The only people who say Ohio are people from Missouri.
There you go.
I do want to compliment Aaron Dietrich for his hat wearing skills. That looks like it should fall right off, but
Look, that's why you need to get out to Springfield, Ohio and shop at the Roma Collectibles store because he needs a hat that fits a little better.
mm-hmm.
Clearly.
There could be a fair amount of suction up there. Just
Yeah.
But that is Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They are open 12 to 7 Friday, Saturday, 12 to 5 Sunday. Every purchase in store is 10 to 25% off, and you figure that out by spinning the big wheel. And they've got the big wheel video of the big wheel posted on their Facebook page. You can see the big wheel in action. The Roma Collectibles G.I. Joe comic, which is Real American Hero 256, with their special variant cover, is free with every in-store purchase. 20% off every online purchase at romacollectibles.com and 20% off of most items on the Roma eBay store. I believe it's Roma Toys on eBay. So be sure to, if you've got any kind of time this weekend, if you're in the area of Dayton, Ohio, get on out to Roma Collectibles. If you're not, then hit them up online. Make sure there's whatever shopping you're doing to augment your toy collection. Do it with Roma Collectibles.
20% off most items. It's just not Beachhead. Everything's at Beachhead. It's 20%
full price
off.
Beachhead.
Full price. Yeah.
They probably go 20% over,
That's probably true.
knowing that I would just be hitting them up anyway.
Still a heck of a sale.
Absolutely. I'm
Right.
holding out though. I'm not making the in-person trip to Ohio until they have Paul Roma signing in store. That's what I'm waiting for. Or Jim Powers, who's probably cheaper.
Why would Jim Powers be at Roma Collectibles?
Just to piss Paul Roma off.
Fair enough. Fair enough. But cheapest big spender says, remember to wear your Michigan jersey for free prizes. I can't condone that. That might not be the best play.
Yeah.
I know that Aaron and Mary Mercenary there, they would not care.
Yeah.
But you may have some issues with some other folks.
Just wear a black hat of some type.
Beta Ray Bob says, no offense to the hosts, but Absorvid community calendar intros have become my favorite part of the show. Thanks for that.
Mine too.
But we love Absorvids. He's actually working on some new ones. I've gotten to see some of the formative clips. I don't quite know where the plot's going yet, but well, I mean, I do know where the plot's going. We have a big cliffhanger coming up.
Oh.
You do?
We're almost to the end of season 1.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
So yeah, there's more coming after that, certainly.
Wait, you mean there's a plot to those?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I should string them all together.
Well, I do once I premiere all of the individual ones, there is a supercut ready to go. So we will all, if you haven't been following along, like last week, for example, Phil was introduced into the Absorbids universe. So
Well, that's how you know you've made it.
this week we get to see more. There's more Phil. Hashtag more Phil.
Fill her up.
Come get your fill.
Yeah.
Literally, like, please, somebody.
Just want to inform the hosts, you all have talked about Hercules Hernandez and Paul Roma on the show. You owe us a power and glory discussion now.
Right?
No wrestling. Is it wrestling? No wrestling.
I don't know how much there is to talk about power and glory.
I don't know who those guys are.
Let's talk about Sergeant Slaughter, and then Diana can't complain about it.
Well, yeah, he's a
See?
cool guy.
Right.
I mean,
Mark
Power-
helped me up on stage to see Sergeant Slaughter at SDCC.
That's right.
He found me. He's like, get up there.
That's the same show where he threatened to jam his finger up my nose.
That was a great show.
He was a sergeant. What are you gonna do?
Yep. It was fantastic.
It's Dustin Jeffrey says Phil's not wearing pants in his intro. How much more Phil do we have to see? Well, apparently more. He's wearing pants. They're just very short pants.
Yeah, he's wearing them on his head. Not sure that counts.
Oh,
Well, the appropriate people when Phil decides to go full Winnie the Pooh.
And that was at Disneyland.
The happiest place on earth.
for somebody. But again, if you're anywhere close to Springfield, Ohio this weekend, get yourself out to Roma Collectibles. There's no excuse. None. Zero. How many excuses, Mark Weber?
None.
You going to be there?
No, because they told me don't show up unless I can bring Mary a Skeletron figure.
That's a tall order.
Yeah, I don't have one handy.
Diana Davis.
You could bring her a Slaughter's Marauders barbecue.
Man,
There you go.
Those are hard to find.
Right?
They are getting so expensive on the secondary market.
Take a Sharpie and write Skeletron across the box.
Right.
That she
We
will
probably
know.
increase the value.
Right?
Gabriel Skeletron Kelly.
That's it.
Diana Davis, you signed in comics?
I guess if people send them to me. It's a weird idea for me, but okay.
I think I only had like 2 guys ever ask me to sign anything, and I'm like, I mean, I will. It's not like I wouldn't do it, but are you sure?
I'm touched and thrilled, and it's cool, but I just, mine's the last tiny name on the tiny name line there in the. But I'll sign the front all bigger than anyone else if you want me to.
That'd be awesome if someone brings up one with like 4 autographs on it, right? And you sign over
Just
all of
over
them.
everyone in gold. Me.
Take that, Larry.
Bart asked,
who?
all this chatter, is the show going to run long and interrupt Mama's family?
Yes.
We hope so. We hope so. Anything that cuts a little bit more of Mama's family out of your life,
Yeah,
you're welcome.
it's like a public service.
Right? All love to Vicki Lawrence, but that was a terrible vehicle to be trapped in for that long.
Yeah,
It was great as a skit, but horrible as a show.
yeah.
It was most of the time growing up, I was more than happy to my grandma lived on the 3rd floor of our house. And we were more than happy to go up there and watch whatever grandma had on TV. We did not go up and dominate grandma's television. But usually if we ran up there and she was watching Mama's Family, we ran back downstairs.
We got time to read a book.
As Nomad's Wandering says, we will be joining Mama's Family already in progress.
That's the one where Ken Berry's character does something stupid.
Right.
Oh, that would be a horrible drinking game.
Matt Rubin says, my ex loved Mama's Family. That's
That's why
good to read because that means she's your ex.
Yeah, sounds like you made a good choice there, or a course correction.
Right. Quality decision being made there. Good job, Matt Rubin. Sean Rizzle asks, Mike, will you sign my Super 7 Sunbow Snake Eyes? As the voice of Sunbow Snake Eyes, absolutely I will.
Good call.
Absolutely.
Stay golden, Pony Boy.
Who's got the background music going?
So somebody's moving a chair.
Background noise. What's going on?
what does it sound like? Could be Cullen listening to us on the TV out that way.
It's possible.
Might be. It does sound like something, yeah.
I'm gonna mute these to prove it's not me.
I was just assuming it was Mark's kids. That was my guess.
Yeah, these darn kids. Well, we'd have got a good show going too if it weren't for those darn kids.
I'm surprised you can pick it up. Hold on, I'll shut the door. Oh, that means dislodging the cat.
We just shut Colin out.
Well,
And
no, because he's
Squad.
watching on TV. He's not really shut out. He's just
on
watching
TV?
us in the next room. It's meta.
I bet I look great in HD.
Firefly asks, Mike, will you sign my Hall of Fame Snake Eyes version 4? He has no clothes and one leg. My brother played hard with him. I think sounds personal, but sure, I'd sign him.
Watch this.
That
This is
sounds
how I
about right too.
This is how I look on the 4K HD.
Where is he?
There he is. That's our boy
3D.
Claude.
3D House of Cats.
Okay, sorry.
It's okay. Next up, Steel City Con happening December 8th through 10th. That's at the Monroeville Convention Center, just outside of Pittsburgh. You can get all your ticket and information at steelcitycon.com. Guests will include Kurt Angle, Alec Baldwin, Peter Billingsley, Nev Campbell, John Cleese, Giancarlo Esposito, Pam Grier, Rose McGowan, Matt Rubin and Bart, the comedy stylings of Matt Rubin and Bart, Kiefer Sutherland, and not Dylan McDermott, but definitely Dermot Mulroney, and many, many more.
It's like they went through Hollywood with a great big net and just grabbed anyone.
Yeah,
Up until last week, they weren't doing anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big show. This is a large show, and it is a huge guest list. I would encourage you, if you're interested, to visit the website and purchase your tickets in advance, because that'll save you some money off of a pretty expensive ticket.
Is Nev Campbell going to sign more Scream DVDs or Wild Things DVDs?
Scream.
Yeah, I guess that's what smart money is.
I wouldn't say Scream.
10 years ago, Wild Things, but I think these cons have become more accessible to the lady folk. So probably more Scream now. Bart asks, will Alec Baldwin be signing pistols? Let's hope not. I don't know. I'm not going to put anywhere near that stuff.
Not funny.
Poor guy.
Not funny.
I'm sure there's a lot of therapy that person he has to have. That must have been horrible for him.
Poor gal, right?
Right. Somebody didn't get to go home because of that one. So
yeah.
The
whole thing's a mess.
Comedy is tragedy plus time. We need a little more of the
latter. More time.
Yeah.
Little more time.
I don't know how much time it would take for that to be funny. There's nothing funny about that situation.
Yeah.
But let's see. David Andrews says, I basically owe Steel City Con for Joe parts and pieces and my other toy lines that I'm trying to complete. That's an expensive show to go to for parts and pieces.
Maybe they got the good parts and pieces.
Maybe that's what you got to do.
Is parking free?
I have no idea. I'm going to guess not, because it's a civic convention center. Usually have paid parking.
And if you were going to bring your Fire Matt Canada sign,
you're late.
Sorry about that. Well, not really, but
you're late.
Yeah,
you're late.
No, Steel City Con's going to be the Matt Canada firing Irish Wake.
My son texted me. He was in D.C. with the student council. He texted me today in all caps and just said, "The bad man is gone." I just said back a question mark, like, that's kind of a harrowing text to get from your high schooler. It was like, yeah, Steelers fired Matt Canada.
Oh, we're getting updates on the parking situation at Steel City Con.
Parking is free, guys.
Parking is free.
That's a big savings.
That is Pittsburgh legend Patrick Stewart, better known as Picard on Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Oh, hey, yeah, Andrew, the 10 is open. And now you can get to LA either on the 5 or the 110.
But not the 405, because it's jammed.
The 405 is always jammed.
You gotta tell me when you're reading comments off the screen, because we gotta put those up so other people can know what you're talking about.
Well, I figure the freeway ones now are like popping up. They just stick out. But hell yeah, it opened way ahead of schedule.
That's why I put the Californians one. That's why I used it today, because I figured with with
You used to because it's the best one.
the queen of LA traffic. We needed to make sure that was done.
But we also had Patrick Stewart.
Stewart.
So
Stewart.
it's double appropriate.
It hella. You don't understand. That freeway is the part that burnt down is the part right where people go from one or the other freeway into downtown, or go from the ocean inland or the inland to the ocean. So it impacted north, south on both the 5 and the 110, and then that backed up onto the 101 and the 134, and then to the 210. And
Well, there was
even
some
the
arson
405.
investigation on that, wasn't there?
Oh yeah, it's arson. They believe
Yeah,
someone
they knew what they were
deliberately
doing.
set it. Yeah, and they're just, it's crazy. I'm glad it opened because it would have been hell for LA to go months and months without that.
It was.
Yeah, it would have made it hard to get home.
Who?
Home.
It was Stewart.
Stewart
You would have had to take La Brea.
Which is right where you belong.
to Alhambra and take it all the way up.
The 5 backed up all the way to Castaic, and if you're Phil or anyone else who lives in this area, you know that's a freaking long way.
The cheapest big spender says, "Jam, raspberry, damn you, Lone Star."
Well played. Well played.
We love our non sequiturs.
But they're also segways.
Same weekend, New Jersey Collector Con going on in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Totally different part of the world, kind of. Anyways, that's free parking there. We don't have to turn to Pat Stewart for that one. But free parking at the Cherry Hill Holiday Inn in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, for New Jersey New Jersey Collector Con. Something about Darth Vader's lightsaber still seems off-putting.
He's super sassy too.
It's going to be a good show. They're going to have Snake Eyes cut Optimus Prime's throat, so that's always a good show.
It's like
Or Lionel's hair.
it's almost like it's his power corn dog or something. It's just,
Yeah, that definitely looks like the ill-fated inflatable lightsaber from the first Star Wars movie.
I got to say, if Snake Eyes' fine Arashikage's steel katana hits Lion-O's red mane, Snake Eyes going to need a new sword. I'm just saying. Look at the glory of that red hair.
It's fantastic.
It's pretty amazing.
Best. Why doesn't he have a sword though? Lino has a sword. Why isn't he holding it?
Because it's a B-list property.
Maybe whichever one of the Spider-Men that is stole his sword.
That
It's
is
a
a
kid
John Romita Spider-Man. That's the real one.
The true one?
Ben Reilly?
All right, cut his mic.
Lionel always looks like he just shaved and has been tanning for weeks.
he has. That's really the secret to it all. Nomad's Wandering says Vader looks like he's holding a fraternity paddle.
The one down below is even better.
Yeah, Cullen's chiming in. It looks like a big stick popsicle.
It's a pop.
Andrew Gaugan, pool noodle.
I like the otter pop.
It's sort of leaning backwards from the hilt. If your lightsaber's bent, you might have to go get some help.
Steve Young's calling it Nerf, and that's a new name. Welcome to the show, Steve Young. We appreciate you.
49ers legend.
49ers legend, Steve Young. Do those big stick popsicles even exist anymore? I don't know. I haven't seen one in years upon years upon years, so it's difficult. Difficult to say. Although I'll be honest, I haven't really been looking for them either. Jake says, sorry I'm late. Did I miss Rack Time or Batman Animaniacs talk? Or Batman Animatics talk?
Nope.
Clearly, we're only half an hour in. We're not even halfway through community calendar. I guess I should probably unmute Mark at this point.
Please. Oh, no.
Here we go.
It's kind of rough, but okay.
No.
I just kind of forgot.
I'll allow it.
And of course, same weekend, December 10th on Sunday, Toyman Show out by the St. Louis Airport in Bridgeton, Missouri. It's 2 stories worth of machinist hall full of toy vendors. It's really a sight to see. If you're not finding something at least interesting at Toyman, you just didn't go to Toyman. Admission's $5. Early bird gets you an hour early. That's $15. Parking is free and plentiful. And of course, hugging Dave Draper is priceless.
We need to get Dave on just so that we, could get an update on the great new craze that's sweeping the nation.
I threw that at him a little while. I guess it would have been last year at this point. He doesn't have a computer with a camera.
What?
Plus, he doesn't want people to know what he actually looks like.
So we can't.
I'm pretty sure they know him at Toyman.
No, but people are driving in to be like designated huggers.
Yeah, we can't find him if we don't know what he looks like.
That's it.
You're assuming that people watch this show.
Mhm.
We will distribute pictures.
We have proven over several years they do not.
Parking's free.
And that's what kills the show. Okay, fine. You be that way. Hug Dave Draper. And remember, that's a 0% discount. Tell him what's on Joe Mine sent you.
Make sure to hold on to that hug a little too long, or he'll get away.
Let it linger.
Yeah.
Let it linger.
You got to look into his eyes while you're doing it too. Otherwise, it doesn't matter.
Maybe end with a, that's nice.
Yeah.
And when you're done, give it to this, but don't let go. Yeah.
That little extra squeeze and a wink at the end.
The squeeze just means still loading, right?
He is gonna kill us one day.
Again, assuming he watches the show, which I have my doubts.
Yeah. It'll get around.
Be better if he didn't. If he was just like, where are all these goddamn hugs coming from?
Get him a T-shirt that says "Free Hugs."
Right? Is Dave Draper going to have to slap somebody?
Well, if he tries, just hug him because then
That's
you're
it.
close enough that he can't get you.
That's it. When he opens up,
Just hug.
bring it in.
Zoom right in.
It's what they do in boxing.
Gets you to the end of the round.
Mhm.
And of course, same day, SoCal
Hey.
Show. That's going on in Diana's neck of the woods,
Yep.
out in Temecula.
Down Temecula way.
How's rent in Temecula?
It's California. How do you think it is? It's also wine tasting region, so it's gone
yeah.
up. Yeah.
If you got to ask, you can't afford it.
Mhm.
Housing prices in California have gone up and up and up. My
Well,
house has doubled in price.
that's nothing new.
No.
That's nothing new. You gonna go taste some wine with Phil that day?
Might. Would be good. I haven't done it Temecula. They have some good tasting places down there. And actually, Jamie Sullivan and his wife know some of the good spots down there too. They aimed us at one or two when we were down there last.
Is it Blotto Brothers Vineyard?
Yeah.
Sensibly priced at $1 a jug.
Chewy's House of Wine.
Oh,
American standard wine made in a toilet.
There's some good stuff in Temecula. It's changed a lot in the last few years, especially since they realized that large groups of bridesmaids and potentially married people or college ladies will rent limos and buses to be driven around and taste wine. That makes a lot of money for any wine tasting region. You make wine, Phil, or your dad makes wine.
Phil says he doesn't actually drink, but that's
Oh my
fine
God.
because
Well, no, you're supposed to swish it around and then spit it out.
exactly. Wine tasting is about spitting it out, so you're fine, Phil.
Pouring it into the bucket.
Don't act like you suddenly have standards. That's not drinking, that's wine. Come on.
Well, we drink it when no one's looking.
Yeah. Oops, I swallowed by accident.
SoCal Joe show's going on at the Embassy Suites out there in Temecula. So be sure to check in. And there, too, if you find event organizer Evan Foster, give him a hug. Tell him what's on Joe Mind sent you.
He'll love the hugs. He's a huggy guy.
Probably will. I've heard that.
They always have really great con exclusives there, too.
That they do. I believe they're doing a Dreadnought bat this year. Is that it? Did I see that right?
I cannot confirm nor deny, but I'll tell you it will be awesome either way. Their last 3 exclusives have been snapped up before the show even opened.
Yeah, it makes it difficult.
Isn't a Dreadnought bat going to look like Peter Griffin as the $6 Million Man?
Shh. They're not supposed to know that.
No, it's a bat all fluorescent green like that helicopter was back in the day.
Oh, like the Swamp Fire?
Yeah. But so we're taking bets. Mark Weber.
Mm-hmm.
What are the odds of Phil being drunk off his ass on December 10th?
Ooh, at the beginning or the end?
What, the end?
Like 100%. Yeah.
After the wine tasting.
Totally.
Is he riding in our car?
He's driving.
Drunk.
Oh, if he's driving, then.
Bear is driving.
If he's riding.
Just throw a tarp in there and put him in the trunk.
Right.
Yeah. The seats can lean back way. You can make a bed out of the passenger seat all the way to the back seat, so it's fine.
He's probably riding shotgun. Tunes is driving. He'll be all right.
Drop
that
him
or
off.
get a rocking chair tied to the roof. It could be like Irene Ryan in the Beverly Hills.
That'll work. We'll drop him off at Disneyland on the way back.
That's his home.
Drunken and pantless.
Just leave him at the post office with return to sender on his forehead, and he'll end up at Disneyland. Guaranteed.
You won't be the only drunk, pantless person at Disneyland. There's hordes of them.
Or the post office. Weirdly.
Well,
you have an interesting post office in your town, Mark.
Naturally, Mark, it's the post office. Come on.
We get wild in Rhode Island, let me tell you.
I can never see what's going on under the counter, so.
That's just that's where they let them dry out. I can't think of a better segment to extol the virtues of the SoCal Joe show than this one.
We've done it proud. Good luck, guys.
It's like a 6-minute live read. Well done.
Parking's free.
There you go.
Yeah.
Parking's free, and so are the kids.
No. That's fine. They can keep the kids.
Take as many kids as you want.
Can I leave a couple?
Ooh,
You could.
now we're on.
That's
Now
how they
we're
get free ones.
It's kind of like a take a penny, leave a penny.
on.
Yeah, like I don't have any kids of my own. Can I just gather up a few that are wandering around and just leave them at the show?
Yeah, there's toys there. They're happy.
They're good enough. That's all I need.
Kids don't play with toys.
I got a couple candidates over the last couple weeks.
Oh, sweet Jesus. And that's it. That's all we got. I got no new shows because nobody's sending me letters that tell me about new shows. It's community calendar, guys. I'm counting on you for that one.
I mean, we're starting to get into the time of year where there's probably not going to be a ton of new shows.
No. December 10th is kind of that last out before Christmas weekend. There might be one or two that next week, but I'm certainly not expecting it. But anyway, I do have a few on tap for New Year's. It's just a little early for that.
Woo.
That's exciting.
Including our good friends at KYGI Joe.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, backwards child.
Oh, Winterfest is coming.
You're not kidding. Did you see how fast she moved down the stairs? Yeah,
I'm surprised she didn't
She
vault
stayed
over
home,
the
She
banister.
stayed home sick today.
Uh,
Whoa! She tested negative for COVID, but positive for The Price is Right. So come on now.
Hey, Tuesday is Plinko Day.
Is that true?
I don't know, but
Look at this.
let's say it is.
ask Liz. It's a dog.
She balances. Her
Oh.
balance is immaculate. Look at that one paw.
Gymnast dog.
The bane of mailmen everywhere. That little dog keeping us safe since 2000.
It's just saying hello, Newman.
Right.
My dogs like the mailman, but the mailman doesn't believe it. So
Right.
that's unfortunate.
Once bitten, twice shy, right?
Right. They are a little intimidating looking, so
Yeah.
I can understand.
When you see Paloma running towards you with her mouth open, snuggle is not the word that you think of.
It's huge folds of skin bouncing in the breeze.
Yeah, they can't see part of the run because their lips go above their eyeballs. So
Keep going straight. We're bound to be okay.
Right.
yeah.
Just run till you hit something.
Yep.
That's it for community calendar.
Here we go.
They're using the MacGuffin device. Plug it in, show. 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 Plug it in, show.
That's kind of sad.
Right.
It's
we-
all right. We'll
did
fix
we-
it in post.
Did we get kidnapped by Clawful?
Apparently we did.
Oh, good Lord.
Look, man, you took an airplane slug in the back, man. You're in no condition to fight him up.
Just saying.
Arr.
Never actually been that close to an actual Masters of the Universe figure before.
I would the arm reaching down to pick up the MacGuffin record at the end. It looks familiar, but I can't place it.
Yeah, it's Reed Richards, I'm pretty sure.
No.
No?
Apparently I'm out of order.
Uh-oh.
That's okay.
Claude.
I thought that was Mike.
Is that's the cat's legit cry?
Oh no, that's only one. He
Oh,
has
okay.
quite a repertoire of noises that he makes. So
So that was DEFCON 4?
that was like, I want to stand up and be on the show, but he's also in my, let go my pants.
I want to be on
Oh,
the
look at
show.
this.
That's his
I
Lucy
wanna
Ricardo
Be on
cry.
the show. But yeah, no, and the thing is, he didn't make any noise at me whatsoever until like this year. He was the quietest cat ever. Now he just can't shut up.
He's got a lot to say.
He's trying to train his humans, I think.
I guess. Hi, Claude.
All right. So we had Phil get introduced.
They're using the MacGuffin device.
Thank you guys for the lemonades. I'm so thirsty.
Well, that just made it weirder.
Yeah.
That's Phil using the MacGuffin device. You saw a quick cameo by Patrick.
So clearly we cannot let Phil use reality altering devices.
And I did play that one last week when Phil was on, so I did miss one, and I'll play that now to fill in the gap.
Oh, good.
Community calendar.
Pulled up by Clawful for some reason. I don't know why Clawful either. I'm confused myself. But hey, we're all along on this crazy ride.
Okay.
This
Why not?
ship called Earth.
When I looked back, there was one set of footprints. And he said, "That is mine, because Clawful was carrying you the whole way."
That's right. I can't wait to see
I prefer to think of him as Zoidberg's evil brother.
There you go.
I want to see the viewership spike from the gratuitous butt shot of Clawful. I'm sure it's just
And then just to get it all back in regular order.
They're using the MacGuffin device.
Is that long shot?
I don't know. Cliffhanger.
I think it's the Blue Marvel. Anyway,
It's like the 80s when we tried to figure out who shot JR.
So remember, if you've got anything for us, anything at all, community calendar, Lazy Bastard Customs, mail call, letters, anything at all. What's on Joe Mind at gmail.com. That's where you want to send it.
or Headless Cat.
Lazy bastard custom. I need a head.
The laziest.
Kind of a analogy for America,
Right?
somehow.
I'm gonna put a Steel Brigade head. Steel Trooper head on it. It'll work.
Bill says, "Oh, good, we're bringing Patrick down to down.
Yes.
Down? Is that your? We have somebody who is willing to create content for us, and you're saying, oh no, I'm poo-pooing that, Phil.
They turned you into Robin Hood. Man, I'm Raptor.
He's got fuzzy pants.
Turned you into Robin.
Fuzzy pants.
Foxy pants.
See, absorb vids. He recognizes.
Yeah.
He understands. This has got to be an extremely valuable WHAM vinyl to be worth all that. That's the MacGuffin device.
It's vintage.
The MacGuffin device is wham.
Don't be misspelling wham, by the way.
Is now.
You have to have that exclamation point at the end.
Wham!
Wham!
Andrew originally paid extra for that.
That's right.
He didn't pay for nothing.
He didn't know.
Not anymore.
He paid for all of the copies of his own album from 1990 because somebody had to buy them.
Yep.
I believe it sold something like 7,000 copies,
Wow.
and I would not.
Mm.
There were 6,900 copies in Andrew Ridgely's garage on this birthday.
That is Kirk Van Houten.
Ouch.
Well, I mean, the first single was "Can I Borrow a Feeling?"
No.
Can I borrow a feeling? It's time for the news. Jesus, Martavis Christ.
What's on the news?
First news item.
Do.
Come on, news item. There we go. Legends of the Hidden Force. Less than 2 weeks left on its backer kits, closing at the end of the month. Be sure to check out what's on Joe Mind 256 and Special Edition 84 for more details. Or you can just head over to the website and it'll fill you in as much as it can as far as what figures are available right there. Legends of the Hidden Force with hyphens.backerkit.com. But again, this is all funded. This is not a Kickstarter. This is a backer kit. The Kickstarter program is over. This is just to be able to get in on the same production run. You do not have to be a pledge. You do not have to have pledged the Kickstarter in order to get in on the backer kit. So if you missed your chance on Legends of the Hidden Force, this is the time. Remove yourself from the fifth helping of pie. Go to the computer.
Back.
Go to the
Just-
computer and get on back.
Eat whipped cream and order.
Get it thrown at you like Mo.
Wait, I'm pointing the wrong way. See that guy with that guy? He has fabulous pants. They're like gray, but then flashy red on the inside.
Oh yes.
They're fabulous.
The little explosion effect is right on top of the guy that Mark likes best, so we can't point it in.
Yeah, he's good though.
Does he have fabulous pants?
He does.
Oh,
He's got gradient pants. Ooh, yeah.
ooh. Nothing like a gradient to say quality.
Next news item.
Do, 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 do.
Here we go.
Hey, Cobra Mothership, still up there.
Oof.
As of yesterday, 1,441 backers. That is an improvement of 8 over last week.
Mm,
So, Mark, I don't like your odds on this one, brother.
I want it to go. I'm one of those 1441, the few, the proud.
It's a palindrome.
In fairness, most things, especially the more expensive they are, they tend to go kind of dormant in the middle of a campaign. So, but I don't know if there's a finish big enough to make this thing hit the finish line.
yeah.
We're 3 weeks from the end on this one. So December 11th. If you can't, I still maintain it. Look, this is a great project, and I just think it would have done better in the springtime.
It's hard to watch.
I mean, we'll see. Maybe there's a big bump at the end, but that's a big bump at this point.
Mm.
Because I don't see the next 2 weeks being any different than the previous 2 weeks, where maybe 15 backers came on all together, and then we'll really see that last week what that bump at the end is going to look like. But again, it's just a big ask in November and December, a big
Yeah.
ask.
I never ran anything like this, any kind of fund it and we'll make it kind of thing ever. But I wonder if you were planning something especially ambitious and big like this, if you had a couple stretch items that you might be willing to throw onto it if it looked like it was struggling, right?
Right.
If you would have planned something like, because obviously it's, maybe there's a little wiggle room where it could still be profitable, but by putting some other things on, they haven't shown you yet. Because this thing desperately needs some kind of kickstart to the Kickstarter. Because right now it appears to be dying on the vine. And I really want to see it succeed, but there's just no momentum with this right now.
I think taking the money up front, yeah, just like Firefly said, I think taking the money up front really hampered them.
I don't know how much of a difference that makes, though, because it's just a big chunk of money, whether they're taking it now or they're taking it next month. It's $600 with shipping.
Yeah, but in terms of sales psychology, people feel comfortable paying if it funds, and if it ships, and so you're more likely.
I just figured that if you're signing up for it, you have that money budgeted, and it's kind of out of your head either way. So I don't know how much of a part that plays. I'm not going to say that it doesn't play any, but I don't think it's 2,000 back. Again, I'd be happy to be wrong about all that stuff. I'd love to see it fun too. I'm not getting one either way, but it's more because whether I'm getting charged $750 for ship plus crew now or $750 on December 11th, it's not happening. I don't have $750.
Yeah.
It's Christmas. I have other places that I have to spend money.
Yeah.
The timing is
bad. Just bad.
Yeah.
Suspect.
Yeah.
It's beautiful in person. I got my last day at Comic-Con, I wandered into the Super 7 store to see it. It's fantastic. I mean, it is glorious. I love it. But it's one of those ones that I love, like I love a painting in a museum, but I don't have the money or the place for it myself.
Right.
So it's like, it's sad to see that this isn't doing spectacularly as it should, but I think there's a lot of people in my place. I don't have the room or the money.
Yeah.
It's a big thing, and you're kind of a little person. Do they let you ride around in it?
Ooh.
I did sit on top of it. and make pew pew noises.
right?
But that was after I made my purchase, and then I wasn't allowed in the store anymore for the rest of Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Perhaps you should stop before you wave the cowboy hat like Slim Pickens. And
Right.
Strangelove.
Yeah, that was a problem.
I figure you flip this bad boy over, take it up to Big Bear, and sled. Yeah.
You could, or skim along the waves on the beach.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, wave skimmer.
Oh goodness. So we are we'll hold out hope, but frankly, optimism is starting to wane. There is not a lot of momentum going here, but hey, we'll hang in there for you. We'll keep plugging. We got what, 3 more shows? We'll do what we can.
It'd be cool if it backed.
We'll see you next week on the March to 1449.
Look out,
Yeah.
1450.
We're coming for you.
In such a golden year, it's really sad that there's a cool thing like this that is struggling.
Yeah.
That's next news item. Hey, more from Super 7.
Woo!
One of the folks over at His Tank got into the Target system and pulled out some pre-order listings, or some I don't know if they're pre-order listings so much as they're just coming soon listings. Reaction Wave 8. You can see the list there. We don't have pictures of any of them. I got a red jackal up there from the old Action Force line just to fill space. But Serpentor, the Skeleton Warrior from that second miniseries, Cobra Mortal, Sabretooth, Dana, Scarlet in her Deke colors, Lady J in her Deke colors, Red Jackal, and the Snow Serpent. So that's a 9-character Wave 8, which is one more than usual. But that's cool. We're happy with it.
And I barely dip my toe in on these, but once in a while, if the character is unique enough and there wasn't a better 3 3/4 version, they'll get my, $20. And Sabretooth and Dana, come on down, right?
I
Great picks.
I'd have thought that Skeleton Warrior was your jam right there.
Yeah.
Is it going to be comic book Dana or cartoon Dana?
Doesn't matter. They're both in.
Yay!
I mean, they haven't done. I thought the comic thing was really interesting because they did Quinn early, right? And so I'm like, how are they not doing Dr. Venom, right? If the comics are available to them, come on, right?
Yeah.
Like the only Dr. Venom ever was that club one that's really expensive. So get in there. And if ever a guy didn't need much articulation, Dr. Venom doesn't have to do a lot of posing for you.
No, he just stands there and giggles.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm wondering if Sabretooth makes his way into Beach Party 86 or if he's just outside the window looking in like.
Poor guy.
He's not Beachhead.
Wasn't he Beachhead?
No, he was Firefly.
Oh, he was Firefly.
The repaint of Firefly.
Yeah, Beachhead was kind of Firefly cosplay.
They have balaclavas. Oh, bye-bye.
See, now he'll show back up on the phone.
Probably.
He's got to reboot.
That made him laugh. So
You spurred a reboot.
yeah, I can still see Mark's little window when I take him out like that.
Yeah.
Is he mad?
I can tell what he reacts to. He's flipping me off.
I guess the thing with Quinn is they could do the Quinn figure and then they did the old man and the dog sled, and you could just put Quinn on the dog sled and take the old man off and put him somewhere else.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, and it all worked.
I think they need to keep doing dog sleds with different dogs.
Yes, more dogs.
I need a sled of pugs. Because frankly, that's comedy.
That could be good.
They would just be pulling in 8 different directions because those animals are dumb.
Yeah, but there'd be like 20 of them to be able to pull a sled, so they just sort of stand still.
You could have 100 of them. They wouldn't pull in it. It wouldn't pull anything.
Nope. But they make a lot of noise not doing it.
grunt and fart a lot. That's what they
Yeah.
You'd just get one, and it looks like Max from the Grinch.
Well, that's Colin asking when do we get what's on Joe Mind balaclavas? As soon as I can find one, frankly. We did we took in some promotional materials, and one of those boxes had like a woolen cap to get us halfway there. So I could do that. But I figure that's probably 2 minutes. Let Mark back in.
You can't say I didn't see that coming.
We're shooting for it. Are you kidding me?
Let me tell you what, the Phantom Zone sucks.
He's like a hockey goon, just itching for that 2 minutes.
I got my 2 minutes. That's fine.
But so that's the Reaction Wave 8 as listed in, I believe, Target's computer. Again, thanks to, I'm not going to pronounce that, from histank.com.
Do we assume everybody watching the show knows the Sabretooth backstory? Most do probably, but
Sabretooth was just long story short, Sabretooth was a planned release back in 1988. He was going to be a Tiger Force character, and he did not make the cut for whatever reason. He was a repaint of Firefly in Tiger Force colors, but he was a Joe, and that just didn't happen. So,
and that's exactly where Super 7 should be playing, right? A little of that salted in, right?
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
I'm surprised it hasn't happened in Classified, frankly.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have figured Sabretooth would have been an easy one with all the repaints and the Tiger Force.
Sabretooth finally gets a figure, and it's a repaint of the diaper wearing Firefly. And Tripwire hates him immediately, right? Yo, man, this is kind of my gig here, all right? And then Lightfoot's like, hey, guys.
Splash. She's eating things. Cobra Mortal, though.
You got a bunch of Snake Eyes laying around, so you might as well.
Easy repaint, right? Someone convinced them to do it.
We got a lot of mold.
Or they just got or they got a lot of figures coming back from Target.
Mm.
That's
Mortal.
that bulk order that Big Bad Toy Store put in, not looking good now. They sent them all back. Anyways.
I don't know. I think they fill a need, but sometimes when companies start doing deep cuts, they get suggestions to do super deep cuts, and it never works out well for them.
Yeah. A lot of Honolulu on the shelf.
Well, I love Honolulu, but the suggestions come from fans who, it may be one guy who's really loud who wants to see something, and his 5 friends want to see it. And yeah, okay. But at least those guys will have something they want, which I'm behind, I guess. It's just, I'm torn.
Right. Well, it's an easy redo. There isn't a whole lot of production cost. So I guess if you do a short run, you're not eating too much on that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Bart says, next news item, I got a 75-inch TV and my dog is flipping out, barking at Destro. That's Red Jackal, sir.
No wonder the dog's barking.
Yeah.
Dogs don't like jackals.
Not at all, especially not ones with robot hands.
Can you imagine a jackal or a coyote with robot hands? There'd be no stopping them.
It's all that's keeping them from taking over is the inability to get through locks.
Mm.
You get them picking locks, and it's all over for the rest of us.
No opposable thumbs.
Civilization just tips right over.
Yep.
They don't even need thumbs with robot hands. Next news item.
Do.
Hey, look, it's 4-inch, 1/18 exquisite Hyatt Toys Baroness. Yay!
Okay.
I
Looks
put
good.
aside 30 seconds right off the bat so that Mark Webber can complain about the hair, and then we won't talk about it again. But uninterrupted, 30 seconds for Mark Webber.
And go.
Wait.
All
Wait.
right. We have to get the
There's a timer.
Watch out. Let me get this going. We get this. We're gonna be legit about this. Darn it! 30 seconds starting now.
I mean, she looks great in the first pick. I love that first pick. Totally digging it. Head might be a little small, but the glasses look great, and that's one of the hardest things to hit to make look right on the Baroness. So good for them. But why they're being slavish to the original classified stuff based on a video game that didn't sell, that Hasbro has actually abandoned the look of, I don't get it. And Baroness is not the kind of gal who would color half her hair. That's ridiculous. I don't care. You can change it a little bit. You can update characters. That's fine. But she wouldn't do this. It's dumb. How's that?
All right, I gave you 38 seconds. So, but I figured.
I mean,
you spent the first few seconds praising it, so I you deserve. You earned the extra time.
30 seconds of rip.
I once colored my hair, and then it costs a lot when you're a woman with long hair. It costs a lot to color your hair. You guys don't know what it's like to be a woman and have to go to the freaking salon and get all your hair stuff done. And so it costs a lot.
Maybe this is the intro for the upcoming Salon Viper.
Are you insinuating that she ran out of money, or that she?
She colored her hair, and for some reason she just didn't get back to touch it up, and so it grows out, and so then you call it ombre and pretend you paid for that because that's expensive, but really you just I don't have the time or the money or whatever to go back, so my color parts just sort of grow out.
This is like 6 months after she decided the purple was a bad idea.
She's kind of a busy lady, right?
Yeah,
I mean, I think her head looks just about right. I think we're used to huge heads on action figures.
Yeah, it could be. I got to remember that's without getting gross here, right? That is actually armor on her chest. So,
yeah.
all right, fine. But and saving grace, even I can turn the rest of that hair black, right? There's a Sharpie with her name on it.
Right.
Yeah.
So easy. Or there's
fixable.
A Q-tip with acetone on it. One way or the other. You're either taking something off or putting something on real easy.
Yeah.
Little manic panic.
Yeah.
But she's not got time. She's a busy lady. She has other priorities.
I like all of these toys that they've done. I think this is a pretty slick line. And I'm still cannot believe Hasbro is letting someone else make 4-inch G.I. Joes. But this line's pretty good. I'm behind, but I'm trying to catch up. I'd like to have all these on my shelf at some point.
Well, there are any number of avenues available to you now here in the States. They have if you go to our posts, we've got it on all of our social media. I did post the where to find link as opposed to the one from the Hiya Toys website, which will direct you to any number of U.S. distributors on these figures. So be sure to check that out if you're interested in Hiya Toys, Baroness, or any of their other offerings. As you can see there, suggest a retail price on the site, $25. You'll probably pay a little bit more. It's going to be available or in your hands, they hope, summer of next year. Includes 2 pistols, machine gun, 2 sets of hands. It's got a knife, it's got a display base, and it's got an indeterminate Eastern European accent.
Just like Natasha.
Right. She will get moose and squirrel.
Mm-hmm.
But solid figure. Hiya Toys has done a good job. I was not expecting that these were going to be anything special. You know, early on, they gave us the standard Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow, and they were fine. You know, they were Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow, but they've moved into some of the B-list characters and even, you know, the rest of the A-list characters. But, you know, we've seen Flint and Beachhead and Lady J and now Destro and Baroness, and Major Blood looked really good. Mm-hmm. There hasn't been a real clunker at any point. It's been a real solid, ranges from real solid to excellent, and doesn't really dip below that range very often.
They're nice.
Mm-hmm.
But
I do wish they'd come with slightly different bases, though.
Yeah, they're a little boring, but yeah, whatever. It doesn't bother me that much.
It's something they can stand on, and that's the important thing.
Looks like the Terminator post-apocalyptic
I think
ground.
it's that swooshy plastic like Hasbro was doing with all the vehicles back in the
Mhm.
the 2000s.
But are those bones? Are those supposed to be like ribs or something?
I can't tell. I can't say I looked at it that closely.
Or-
Phil says he literally picked up his Mezco roadblock from FedEx while this podcast has been streaming. Well, la di da, Phil.
Mhm.
Well,
Way to get product in on the week you're not hosting. Thanks for that, Phil.
Put it next to your proton pack, Phil.
Well done.
He truly is Griff McTonkey-Bonk today.
How late is FedEx open out in California? Come on now.
Late.
Well, I mean, it is.
it's only 7:22 out there.
Yeah, mine.
Yeah,
The
I'm aware of how the clock works, Rob. Thanks.
zone difference. I believe it's 2:45 in the afternoon in California.
Oh, I guess I'm not.
It's 10:22 Eastern time, which means like it 2:40 or is it 2:15? I always lose track of that sort of
Plus, they make allowances for the 405 being jammed.
Yeah.
I once called my buddy, the athletic, not director, but the sports information director for the University of Arizona, to book Lute Olson on our radio show down there in Arizona, and forgot that they were playing in the Maui Classic.
Yeah.
So I called him at like 2:15 a.m. He was not happy to hear from me.
No, I don't figure he was. That's but I mean, you figure if it's accounting for 405 traffic, that if Phil is getting that at 7:22, that was probably his 3:30 drop off.
Could be.
That's true. He probably picked it up at 4:50 right before they closed, and he's just trying to get home.
Not sure why Phil would take the 405 where he lives, though.
Yeah,
He's a
Josiah
man.
Alcorn with advice for Rob. Yeah, tell the guy from Bend, Oregon.
Bend,
Damn.
Oregon is out of time.
I did spend 15 years in Arizona, though, where they give daylight savings time the middle finger, right? They're just like, whatever. Like
Good
we
for
need more.
them.
Like we need more sun.
It's all we have.
Yeah.
Not going to give up any more of my life for it.
I would be happy to get rid of that.
Would be a joy.
Yes. Totally pointless. Some guy wanted to chase butterflies later on in his day after work, and now we all must suffer.
Yeah,
It was
man
Ted
of action
Cruz, wasn't it?
says, where to go? I'm not going to be able to support another range of figures in a different scale again. Oh, I hear you there, man. That's why I don't partake on the Hiya toys. They're great to look at. Make no mistake. I'm not here to tell anybody how to spend their money. I know that this isn't for me because it's not different enough, And
Yeah.
like as it is, classified is too much of a redo of the smaller scale for my liking a lot of the time. But I buy them just because they do it really well. Like I don't need to do another. I don't need to do a different line of 3 3/4 figures. When I'm still buying ones from 30 years ago. So I hear you there, man. Jake Rose asks, how far off are they from modern scale? I think they're pretty close, actually. I don't think they're too far off from that at all.
At the very least, they should be pretty close to the 25th anniversary stuff.
Right. No, that's what he
Yeah.
means, modern scale.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. It's been a day.
I think they go about 102 millimeters. I'm just eyeballing it.
Right. Give or take.
Yeah.
Just a little above, depending upon their hairstyle and their boots.
Right.
Says here, according to the online conversion rate, that would be 4.016 inches tall. So pretty much 4 inch flat.
Yeah, right in the anniversary modern scale there. But so yeah, if it's there for you. The pre-orders are up. So if these are your thing, go check them out. Next news item.
Do.
Yay!
About time.
So tonight's main event, as you can see there, it's Skybound's G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, number 301, with writer Larry Hama, artist Chris Mooneyham. That cover by Andy Kubert and Brad Anderson, creative consultant Diana Davis, variant covers far too numerous to list. That's available now.
Go get it.
My comic shop actually forgot to pull this for me.
Me too.
What the heck's wrong with them?
But
I had to let them know.
yeah, I made sure that it was on my pull list. Absolutely. We had a discussion, but there were still a few on the shelf. So even if you don't have it set aside, I know the word is out that it's a sellout at the distributor level. That doesn't mean that you can't get your hands on it. That just means that the distributor doesn't have any. They're all in the stores.
Mhm.
Your local comic shop may well have a copy sitting on the shelf waiting for you to get your grubby little hands on it.
Go get it. You have so many covers to choose from.
Mhm.
But
And if you do happen to miss out, I bet a second printing would come along.
a second printing has been ordered. So yes.
And it comes out, I think, the same day as issue 302.
All right.
So December the 27th.
I think so. So get both.
There you go. Catch up on
Get
what's.
them.
That's also the day for the first issue of Duke.
I love that book. It's going to be fantastic.
So
Gonna be fantastic.
let's not give the guest host a coronary on the air. Let's try to avoid that.
Right?
Oh, so much Duke.
Inhale, exhale, inhale.
I'm not familiar with that character. Does he do stuff?
He does lots of stuff.
He is.
Diana, were you a little nervous when you got your first peek at Duke #1 that, oh my God, please don't let this be bad?
Oh, well, they, you know what? I was given promises over a year ago that they weren't going to kill him in the first issue or the 4th or the 10th. So that calmed me down just a bit because, that's everyone's go-to. We'll do something new.
Right.
Yeah, I was a bit, but no, it's great. It's fantastic. It's beautiful. Duke #1 and Cobra Commander #1 should be pretty spectacular. It's not ARH by a long run, but it's Kirkman. I mean, they're gonna get to do stuff that other people haven't gotten to do.
I think that's a good point. And in a very different way, I think there's, I won't say better, but a different kind of excitement for those two books, right?
Yeah.
Because for this one, it's like people who are into it are thrilled that Larry is going to continue to tell his story, right? Art totally different and a very cool art style. But the other ones are more of the unknown, right? We aren't sure what we're going to get, and that's exciting in its own way.
There have been many tries, and some of them have been great, and some of them have been not so great, and some of them were great at the time, but looking back, they're like a little cringy. And some of the great ones weren't allowed to continue, which is a shame. But ARH, we know Larry's going to knock it out of the park. He's doing great, and they're dedicated to making it look beautiful, which it does. You guys don't know the amount of work over the last year that has gone into just the first issue, if not the first 6 issues. It's been a lot of work, but everyone's been working hard, and every single person involved wants to make it the best book they can.
So, and forgive me if this is not a question you're allowed to answer, but now that things have settled, how long, as somebody who was involved, however, in whatever manner that your consulting gig is, like I don't want to cast you as somebody who has editorial powers or any kind of creative control, because that is unfortunately not the case. Or fortunately, because we don't need Duke with the ability to fly and leap tall buildings.
No, he just needs to stand there looking awesome.
But anyhow, how far back did you guys know that Skybound was where G.I. Joe was going to land?
Probably I was one of the last people to know.
Well, duh.
But I knew before Bleeding Cool spoiled it for everyone. That's for sure. We knew it was ending before we knew where it was going. And that was hard because we didn't know where it was going. And for all the people at IDW who didn't move on, that's a loss of a job. So it was hard, and I didn't know whether I was going to be moving on either, because when a book goes to a new publisher, they kind of want to make it their own, so they're not necessarily going to carry people over. I was lucky. I had Larry on my side, and publishing at Hasbro on my side, Mike on my side, and so it was great. I had people who thought I was worth carrying over. So we knew long before the final issue came out. And then I would say the best I can say is I knew where it was going way before 300 came out. And I just had to keep my lips shut.
So issue 300 would have been a year ago this month.
Yeah.
We were without a Real American Hero for a calendar year. Like, how far back did you know from that point? Would you say?
I can't be specific, but it was at least several months.
Like summertime?
Somewhere around there.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I can't be super specific because it's not my news to share, but I'm sure people knew before me.
Right. Right. I mean, the writing was on the wall, because they had spent a lot of PR effort on Paul Aller's book, and then for it to just suddenly go away and then get a quick tie up, like, you knew something was up.
I'm not sure if that actually was connected, believe it or not, because there were other books that were good as well that got shut down before they went to fruition for one reason or another, such as the nature, depending upon what the execs at the top of Hasbro felt, is generally the final call. So if they had a benchmark to continue a book, and even if it was a good book, it didn't meet that, I'm sure that might have had something to do with it. So I can't say that Aller's book, which was fantastic, ending early was connected to that.
Yeah. I would think with the good press that it generated that they at least have a favorable impression of it, but you never know. You never know.
Yeah.
The wrong book, the wrong way, and it could have all just come crashing down.
Yeah, the PTSD issue was fantastic.
I don't think they ever explained to him what the situation was. I think it just was one of those where it just ended. So
yeah,
I've reached out to him a couple times to try and get some, but he has not responded to those questions. So, but anyways, not here to bury the past. We are certainly looking ahead to the future. We are going to throw up the banner.
Don't throw up.
Anyways, we're going to throw up the banner. We have potential spoilers. So if you don't want to be a part of any part of the book discussion, this is a good time to maybe go get a drink, fix yourself a sandwich. If you're catching us on replay, maybe forward ahead until we don't have a blue banner going at the bottom of the screen anymore. But it is possible that some details may work their way into the conversation going forward. So just want to make sure that it's out there, and that anybody who wants to avoid that part of the discussion has that warning. So I'll throw this over to Racktime Rob, our comic book expert, sitting at the bottom of the screen, waiting to get kicked out of the conversation again.
No, don't kick him out.
No, only Mark gets kicked out.
Right? How cool would that be? Rob's been waiting ever since wading through Dead Game.
Oh,
Dead
So
Dead Game.
We never got a rack time on Dead Game 5.
It's okay.
Yeah, you never will.
Anyways, rack time, Rob. Your
Throw my hands up. It did.
Let's get your impressions on G.I. Joe 301.
Okay, well, there's, in terms of what I really, really like about the issue, the first 2 pages are basically a quick recap. Hey, this is what G.I. Joe's about. This is who they fight, and because it has been a year. And I like the fact that I really feel that Skybound kind of went out of their way to make this new reader friendly. They're giving this because you are coming in 301 starting right in the middle of a storyline.
Is that a bulldog snore?
Yeah, sorry about that. There's nothing I can do about that. That's Splash.
I thought it was a bulldog snoring while moving a chair.
No, that's just Splash. She snores when she's awake, but she's letting us know she's relaxing.
As usual, our show has put the audience to sleep.
Here we go. And then, of course, in the back, those
Yay!
character profiles. Who are all these people?
Right.
I
Who
mean, to do
is
full
this
character
guy?
profiles, I mean, you would have needed an 800-page book, but you know.
Right, right. And they're not just reprints of snippets of the file cards. They actually try to
Yeah,
give you the nickel tour on what their purpose in the story is.
yeah, and kind of where they are now, you know.
No,
I wrote those.
Hey, did you do those?
Very nice.
Yeah.
All right, I did like them.
Yay, thanks.
Especially the part about Serpenter coming back a little crazier every time, which is evident from this issue.
Yeah.
I get Greg Augustine's comment up there because it is true. Rob's moment after a year gets hijacked by a snoring dog.
You know, story of my life.
It's the proud "What's on Joe Mind" tradition.
Yeah.
But
This is why I wear earplugs when I go to bed, by the way.
right. But my question, of course, for those character snippets, why no long range?
Well, we could only fit so many on a page.
He accidentally fell out the back of the plane when they dumped the vehicles.
Right.
Yeah.
The answer is nobody even remembered he was on the plane. Why would he get a character snippet? Anyway.
Yeah. If we can't remember his name, chances are.
I did look for him though, because I was certain that they were going to forget he was on that plane, but they did actually show him on the plane, if never mention him or make reference to him.
See, now that's why I'm there. But I think Larry remembered too. And he tries to spell out. If he misses someone, we'll put him in there.
Kudos to the creative team for not forgetting long range.
Alex made sure everyone actually read 300 and I think 299 and 298 as well, so they knew who was where and what went on.
Right. We had it was a lot of build to try and recapture the momentum that 300 left us with, and I think they managed to do that with Wild Bill saving the day by pulling up the C-105 there. So it was almost a redo of 300 in a lot of ways, but I don't think that's too severe of a spoiler either. I had a feeling that most folks understood that the plane that had Duke, Lady J, Covergirl, Clutch, and Wild Bill,
Roadblock,
among others, that plane was gonna make it.
Yeah. In one form or another.
It's gonna be A-OK.
Right. Duke woke up from his coma. Everything's gonna be fine.
We're good.
and then to say, of course, you know that the whale with the other half of your main characters. You know,
Right.
Well, we weren't as worried about them. They were not as much in a dire straits as the folks on the plane.
Well, sort of.
Kind of. Their moment in the crosshairs had passed.
Well, sort of.
They just had to outrun a germ bomb.
Right. They just
Yeah.
ran away. So they did that. They did a good job. Diana, what's your thoughts as somebody who's part of the process? Talk to us like you're a fan.
I think the art is crazy good and something this book hasn't had in a while. I loved all the art that IDW had and all the artists I work with. Seeing what Chris has brought to this book and his dedication to make it look as awesome as possible has been a joy. And also Francesco with the colors. They work together on the colors. It's not just like, okay, here's inks, now color it. It's the Francesco sends his work, and Chris, if it's not the way he wanted it to look, says, well, change this value a little bit, change this up a bit. I also am kind of happy that, again, as I said before, they've got way more leeway on being a little grittier, which is a shame that IDW didn't quite get as gritty, but it's nice to see that finally there's, this is a comic about people in battle, and
Right.
there's going to be some gritty things. I think the first time I saw the Chris's version of Serpentor Con, it blew me away. It really did. It's like just it's frightening. And I'm going to say that Cobra Commander is back to being a frightening threat.
Right.
Larry seems re-energized, especially actually after 301 dropped. Just to see the reaction of fans and readers and other people, it gives him a boost. And when he's got a boost, those creative juices start flowing. So I've enjoyed the heck out of this. I hate to leave old friends and people I was working with. Yeah, she's pretty good at that. But it's spectacular. I mean, since we had to go to a new publisher and there was no choice, I'm glad we went to one that is taking it seriously. Like Kirkman really loves G.I. Joe and the Transformers. He really does. So he was really excited to get the book.
Joshua Williams is a big Joe fan too, so I'm kind of looking forward to what he does with Duke and Cobra Commander.
It's spectacular.
Yeah.
Without giving anything away.
I can't. Because
no, don't give anything away. I want to read it.
I'd be in super trouble, but it's spectacular. And I'm not allowed within 10 feet of that book, but it's spectacular. At least they know I'm reading, so,
Held back with leather restraint.
Right? Skybound has offices in LA, so if something pisses me off, I know the freeways to take to get there.
Right. And the freeways the roads to take when those freeways are jammed.
That's
right?
Or on fire.
Right, or burning.
Or both, yeah.
Oh.
I think fans will really like it. Some people have said that it's hard for people to get on board who haven't read in a while. But dude, that's not their fault. Read comics more.
Yeah.
Why haven't you read in a while? That's not their. Hi, Claude. Read more comics. I'm just hoping that somehow people get a gathered edition of the last several issues in IDW. And that will be something to catch up on.
Right. And by no means are we advocating read something that you don't enjoy. But maybe if you decide to put something down for a while, maybe revisit it in 6 months and see if things have picked up for you.
If you want to read something you don't enjoy, try X-Men Red. Yeah. Wow.
Or whatever they're doing with Spider-Man right now.
Hard read. Tough read.
Is Superman fighting Godzilla now? I saw that Superman's fighting Godzilla.
He is green.
There is DC and Legendary are doing a Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong.
But they just photocopied Godzilla from like a poster and then colored him different in each scene. It looks weird.
They save money on tooling that way.
Right? I love Godzilla, but still. Oh.
But Jake Rose with a good question. Where'd it go? There it is. Stop moving, live chat. There we go. One day, can you share why, quote, it had to go to a different publisher?
I can share it now. The license was no longer with IDW, and the new publisher got the license from Hasbro.
There you go.
It happened from Marvel eventually to Devil's Due, and it happened from Devil's Due to eventually IDW.
Was it just purely a monetary decision, or was it something where Hasbro was looking to move that license?
That's above my pay grade.
Okay.
But I will say that the mess IDW is in right now, unfortunately, I'm kind of glad the book found a safe haven.
Right.
Because IDW
and IDW's been in this mess for a couple of years.
Yeah, but this is the apex of that mess with the takeover and the layoffs and hi Claude. It's unfortunate because a lot of good people are losing work. Yeah. And there are really a lot of good creative people who worked either with for IDW or through IDW.
Yeah.
It's one thing to not like how a publisher does its business, but it's something else to not want the people who work for them to lose their jobs. And I think sometimes comic fans blur those lines a bit. Like, we don't want IDW to go away. However, this license worked out, it's fine. But it would be sad if they just weren't there anymore.
Yeah, you have to remember the Hasbro owns GI Joe. They own the IP, they own the license, they own the rights, they own everything.
Right.
And
So
it's
if they're
their
not happy with you, they can move you. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's their want. And frankly, if I created a universe or an IP, I'd kind of be the same way. You know, you'd be protective of it. Really, Claude.
I have a feeling it was a financial decision. I don't think there was anything that said they were ever unhappy with the content that IDW was publishing.
I can't confirm or deny anything, unfortunately.
Right. I don't mean that's just me speculating. That's not me.
Yeah.
Thought there. I apologize.
No, don't worry about it. I just, if I knew, I wouldn't be able to say.
Right.
Yeah.
But it happened, but at least we landed in a place where the entire owner of the company is really eager to have it because he has a personal connection and he wants it to do well. It's nice.
Right. And you know, we of course we have a long-standing friendship with Arun Singh, who is their head of marketing, and we know he's a huge GI Joe guy and a huge Transformer guy as well. So
yeah,
you know that it's not just Kirkman; it's other people in the organization as well. But
yep.
anything else you wanna toss in there?
Me? I just want to see how people liked it. I mean, I've been waiting over a year to see how people like the first issue, and I've been waiting. I mean, the first issue was done a while back, right? So I've been sitting on it. I thought it might come out SDCC, but no, it wasn't time yet. And so I'm excited to see how people like it, because just watching it be put together is fun. And I'm hoping other fans like it as much as I do. I mean, trust me, half my job is just geeking out to all the pictures I get to see. There were solid weeks where I just got almost every day it was like a different cover. What do you think of this? What do you think of this? Is this okay? How do you? Is there any notes? That's a typical one. Here's a fantastic blow you away cover. Any notes? And yeah, there've been some, but it's cool. It's amazing. It's just like a beautiful book. I hope everyone likes it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it very much. It was a quick read, which is usually a good sign.
Yeah.
Mark, you've been kind of quiet. Have you gotten your hands on a copy yet?
Yeah, absolutely. I dug it. And I do like the art style, and I hope it's not trite to call it gritty, right? But that's kind of the look of it, and I like that a lot, right?
It's kind of fitting that Andy Kubert did the cover, because Chris Mooneyham has some Andy Kubert in him.
Yeah, he went to the Kubert school.
Yeah.
So
There you go.
yeah, so they're doing it all the way, and it's just what he comes up with and what he's already drawn. I mean, people have already seen the preview to 302, right? And
yes.
And the funeral scene. That's just beautiful.
And don't forget that cover was inked by Brad Anderson, fresh off his Carbon Duke.
Yeah.
Yeah, not that one. No.
No,
no.
the same.
Not the same.
That's why you make the big bucks.
But two of my favorite things in it aren't the issue either, right? I love Larry's message, and I thought Chris Mooneyham's message was fantastic. That he wasn't painting himself as something he isn't, but also letting you know about his understanding and respect and connection to the military. So
Yeah.
I thought those were great, especially hearing from Larry anytime is fantastic. And I like what Diana, what you said about it, that he's reinvigorated about it, because that's honest, right? Hardly anybody writes 300 issues of any book, right? So to feel that momentum and be jazzed about it, I think that's awesome. And I like that Larry's seems to always be very square with the community.
Yeah.
So if he's hyped about it, I think that's even better.
And speaking on that, there's a letters page again. So freaking write letters, guys. Write letters. Write letters in reaction to 301. Write letters saying what you would like to see, because Larry likes to listen to people if he can. Write letters describing stuff you remember from the past. Anything. If the letters column is a big boost for any writer and artist and colorist and editor of a comic. Criticism, as long as it's adult criticism,
Right.
and that matters. That helps sort of gauge interest, and it makes people feel like they're being heard. I called Larry last Wednesday, after he had, time difference, so it was early my evening, but he'd already gotten back from the comic book shop from his signing, and he was giggling. He was so thrilled. Just that so many people came to see him and they liked the comic and they wanted to talk to him, and that it hit well and it went to reprint. And doing that means that your comics from here on he's gonna be excited about writing them, because he loves his fans and he wants them to like what he does, but he also wants them to let him know. It's a cycle.
Right. It's very tough for any comic to get any kind of traction when you just get started, and it's been good to see not only good traction but mainstream traction in regards to G.I. Joe, and so hopefully it just turns into a nice long continuance of a nice long run.
Yeah, as long as
Transformers, the first issue, they think it sold about 200,000 copies, which is a big number these days.
Mhm.
And G.I. Joe's trending in that direction.
yeah.
Yeah, we are on second print, so always a good thing. Anytime you can run into multiple prints.
Yeah, I'm hoping 302 goes to second printing at least, because they just get better and better. They really do.
I like to see it drafting the momentum and continuing the push off that Snake Eyes movie. Right.
That's enough out of you.
That's not ARAH continuity anyways.
That's not any continuity, let's be honest.
I think of it as like a Sunbow movie. It makes sense if you think it's the cartoon universe.
I guess that works. I think it was kind of a what if episode.
Yeah. I mean, we never saw Snake Eyes' face in the cartoon. There were things like giant snakes and magic crystals, right? All right, good. It's just Sunbow.
No, I think it's what if Snake Eyes was an asshole. That's
Well,
That's it.
people. Why do I look so small compared to everyone else?
the size of my head. It affects the size.
Yeah, jeez.
Yeah, your camera is a little high, so there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, but I'm glad we can still see the Cobra Scythe there on the wall. That's a great toy.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff behind me, actually. There's like a
Who did
Duke.
that? That was here.
Oh, wait, I'm leaning the wrong way. There's Duke. There's some bonsai trees. There's another plane.
Diana, you're our guest, so let's give you the opportunity to do what we got in.
Ooh,
You got
okay.
people?
I got in a lot of comic books because I got a huge box of comps that the mailman was angry for having to deliver. I even got these. Where it is? I got these covers in, so hopefully other people will be able to find them. There's a lot of really cool foil variants that are coming along. I'm assuming there's going to be more, maybe not quite so many covers for 302, but some exciting ones. And Duke number 1, John Boy Myers.
Covers.
Yeah. Duke number 1 has a John Boy Myers cover. And John Boy is amazing. I got a commission from him a long time ago. It's one of my favorite ones. So I haven't seen that cover, but if John Boy's drawing it, that's going to be an awesome cover. I also got these, which, Claude, really?
Oh, Power Records. Awesome.
Yeah, my dad gave me these. He found them on eBay.
Nice.
Oh, really? Hairballs? No, not everything on the show. So, yeah, I had these as a kid. There they are.
I had a couple of them too. I had the Batman versus the Joker one by Neil Adams,
Ooh.
and we have the Spider-Man Man-Wolf one.
Mm. Yeah, they a lot of them seem to be like monstery creatures that were transformed for some reason. Like this one with Draco. That was one of my favorite things as a kid to read this and listen to the record.
Well,
Anyhow,
they do make fun sounds. So
they do, and so does Claude right now.
Yeah, they ran like there's Werewolf by Night ones. There's Tomb of Dracula's. Yeah,
They're cool. They're beat to hell, but I like having them again just because I loved them so much as a kid.
Claude cracks me up because he sounds like somebody sitting off camera going,
Meow.
Yeah, he does a hell of a cat impression.
He's good at that, right?
we're short on time, but I do want to give everybody a real quick heads up.
Yay!
20s in hand. His arm is all floppy. He's kind of a mess. He is certainly one of the more well-lived-in beachheads in the collection. But he was pretty inexpensive, and he came. The person who sent him sent a whole bunch of extra crap too. So I got an extra ammo bag, and extra guns, and even one of these extra ammo bags in Clem. So you can't beat bonus.
He can accessorize in so many ways now.
Right. But let's roll on into shout outs. Diana, you're our guest again.
Well, what did Rob get in? What did Mark get in?
I got this.
Okay.
Next time.
I got this in.
Woo!
What is
Ooh.
Laptop, baby.
Oh, okay.
Tired of this computer.
Nice. Okay. I'd like to shout out the guys in the audience who have been sending really nice. Oh, they're that way. They're that way. They're that way.
Yeah.
There we go. Who have been sending some really nice comments. Thanks. That's really cool. I'd like to shout out Claude because he's getting pissed sitting on my lap, and hopefully he won't like bite me. He hasn't done that in a very long time. I'd like to shout out Cullen, who has 5 jobs. And I'd like to mention tomorrow will be a year since my unfortunate visit to the hospital. So I'd like to shout out all the doctors and people, really, Claude, who kept me healthy. And I'd also like to shout out Chris, Francesco, Larry, and Alex, who have been working their butts off for this comic. Claude, really? Yeah, he's lashing that tail. He's discovered Splash is in the same room as him, and he's like, whoa, yeah, no.
He just discovered this?
Well, yeah, he's not the most elegant nor smartest cat, but there he goes.
He always forgets the gravy.
Yep.
He's a bit of the happy-go-lucky doofus.
That is a good way to describe him.
But,
okay, he's off that way now. So yeah, sorry, that's a lot of shout outs. But yeah, I've got a lot of people to thank. So thanks everyone who reads the comics and writes the letters and really likes them. And everyone who bought it, because it's cool. It's been worth the keeping my mouth shut for over a year.
Rack time, Rob.
All right. Again, shout out to everybody who put this little gem together.
Woo!
Really good start. Shout out to the studio audience. Thanks for watching and listening every week. And a shout out to Diana for coming on in tonight.
Yay!
Absolutely.
I made it.
Mark Weber.
Quick to my friend Evelyn, and that's with 2 N's on the end. So we called her Evelyn, of course.
Well, yeah.
Who is starting a brand new job with a law firm out here. She was a former coworker of mine, wonderful gal. So she was unemployed for a hot minute, and now on to bigger and better things. So to Evelyn, who was always one of my favorites, good for you. Can't wait to see what you do in your new chapter. Whoa. And that's my cue.
That's
Told you.
Off screen. Who is that?
Right.
He makes all sorts of noises. It gets loud.
I'm going to give a shout out to reiterate Rob's to our studio audience. Thank you so much for joining us live. Again, we're here every Tuesday night at 9:05 on the Superstation. If you're catching us on recording, we love you too. by all means, everything counts. Everything's a +1 in the old view count. So thank you so much for that. If you're catching us on our audio site on Podbean or wherever you get your podcasts, thank you too. We appreciate that you still follow us that way. Please, if you get a minute though, head over to YouTube and subscribe to the channel there. That's what you can do to help us out the absolute most right now. If you're catching us on Facebook tonight, be sure to give us a thumbs up or a heart or a little huggy guy. We do love little huggy guy. If you're catching us on the YouTube, be sure to do all those cool YouTube things like clicking like to the video and click subscribe on the channel.
And then share.
Yeah, wherever you're catching us, be sure you click a couple extra times for us, share us in your various Facebook groups or Reddit threads or Discords. Please help the word get out there. Grassroots is the only way to grow this anymore, guys. Social media is absolutely no help unless we want to spend lots of money, and we don't have lots of money to spend. So
there's better ways to blow our money anyway.
Right, we're going to need you guys to help to continue to grow this channel, and we're doing a great job of it. It's a little slow, but it is still growing, so can't really complain. Did have a quick question from Firefly there about getting a certain cover. I don't know offhand. Certainly not something I could answer for you here. Send us an email, and we'll do our best to get a little research on that for you. Remember, that's whatsonjoemind@gmail.com. That's for anything that you've got for community calendar, anything you've got that you want to share as far as made a custom, questions for the mailbag, any kind of correspondence that you want for the show. whatsonjoemind@gmail.com. Diana, thanks for joining us tonight.
Thanks for asking me. Woo! Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. You should be brining your turkeys by now. Seriously.
I was kind of holding off because I wanted to have a comic to talk about with you, and it just kept waiting.
Yeah, it took a while.
So I apologize for that. It truly, we'd have had you on sooner, but I just didn't want it to be anticlimactic for you. I knew this was something you were working hard on.
Well, no, I have been, and thanks for asking. I'm glad everyone likes it, and I'm sorry it took so long, but good things take time.
Right, it's your fault.
And
It's not all my fault.
It would have been nearly as good a show a month ago, right? Where we would have asked really good questions that you couldn't
answer.
Yeah.
Right. And people would have been like, Diana used to be cool, but now she's all corporate.
Anyways, it's about time for us to get out of here. Be sure to join us next week, maybe. It really, this holiday thing, middle of the week stuff, we're playing it by ear. I think there's going to be a show next week. Don't be surprised if I call an audible and run something from the vault. But whatever, we'll find out then. For my co-host, Diana Davis, for Rob Irizarry, for Mark Weber, The Hot Show, I'm Mike Irizarry. Be sure to join us next week at 9:05 here on the Superstation for another episode of the What's on Joe Mind Team Stream. As our friend Thagon likes to say, stay safe, and if you can't, be careful. Have a great rest of the week. Be sure to travel safe. U.S. viewers, be sure to enjoy your Thanksgiving. Have an extra slice of that gelatinous cranberry sauce shaped like the can just for us. And
Ad's favorite.
We will catch you next time on What's on Joe Mind. Good night, everybody.
Claude, don't beat